Hey everyone, we're living in this incredible time, right? AI is doing things we used to only dream about. We all know the big names: Alan Turing, the Dartmouth Conference, even the tough times like the AI winter. But what if there's way more to the story? What if some of the most mind-blowing ideas, some of the boldest attempts at building intelligent machines, have just been quietly forgotten? This isn't the AI history you learned in school. This is the lost chapter. See, history isn't just a list of facts, it's a story we tell ourselves. And sometimes, certain stories just get pushed aside, while others fade into the background. That's especially true for something as fast-moving and, let's be honest, sometimes controversial as artificial intelligence. Today we're going to dig up some of these hidden gems, the brilliant minds, the crazy projects, and the surprising discoveries that laid crucial groundwork but were just overlooked, misunderstood, or maybe even just way too ahead of their time. Think about it. Long before microchips, people were dreaming of intelligent machines. We're talking ancient automata that mimicked life, or even Leonardo da Vinci's Mechanical Knight. And while Babbage and Lovelace rightfully get all the credit for the analytical engine, what about all the other early attempts to automate complex thought? The early, sometimes eccentric inventors who built mechanical brains that solved logic problems or even composed basic music? I mean, have you heard of William Stanley Jevons's logical piano? Or how about Charles Sanders Peirce's work on symbolic logic, which totally foreshadowed AI concepts but gets overlooked because it wasn't a computer as we know it? And who could forget the Turk? Yes, it was a famous hoax, but the fact that people were so captivated by it shows this deep human desire and fear of artificial intelligence, even in its earliest deceptive forms. Pretty wild, right? Now let's jump into the Cold War. This period was a breeding ground for tech, and AI was no exception. But so much of this work was kept super secret, with breakthroughs sometimes only seeing the light of day decades later, often reattributed or even rediscovered. While most of the public AI research was focused on symbolic AI, what was really happening behind closed doors in places like the Soviet Union or within the US military? There were fascinating differences, like how Soviet cybernetics, despite facing political hurdles, explored self-organizing systems and early learning algorithms with unique perspectives, often separate from Western thinking. And get this, intelligence agencies poured tons of money into machine translation and pattern recognition for signal intelligence. These advances weren't published openly, but they built crucial foundational knowledge for later AI work. These parallel secret histories developed concepts that would re-emerge years later, sometimes without anyone even knowing their true origins. Then came the AI winter, a time when funding dried up and public excitement for AI just vanished. But even during those cold, dark times, incredible ideas were still brewing. While many people left the field, a dedicated few kept the flame alive, often working on projects that seemed niche or just plain weird back then. While symbolic AI ruled, early pioneers of neural networks, often dismissed as just perceptrons, kept at it. People like Frank Rosenblatt, he's often only remembered for the perceptron's limitations, not its revolutionary potential. Or think about the quiet perseverance of researchers working on recurrent neural networks long before they became a mainstream hit. And let's not forget the early trailblazers in robotics and embodied AI. These folks weren't just thinking about abstract reasoning. They were building clunky robots that interacted with their environment, laying the groundwork for the advanced robotics and reinforcement learning we see today. These unsung heroes, often operating on tiny budgets, developed foundational theories and techniques that would be dusted off and celebrated decades later, ultimately fueling the AI boom we're experiencing right now. Pretty inspiring, don't you think? So why do these crucial chapters just disappear? Sometimes it's how academic funding works, sometimes it's government secrecy, or often an idea was just too far ahead of its time, its real significance not recognized until much, much later. The history we usually learn is often a simplified version, focusing on the clear successes. But the truth is, it's a messy, winding road filled with detours, valuable lessons from failures, and brilliant insights that just weren't ready for the world yet. Rediscovering these lost chapters isn't just about being a history buff. It helps us understand the sheer ingenuity of humanity, stops us from repeating past mistakes, and sparks new ways of thinking by showing us all the different paths taken before. The story of AI isn't a straight line. It's this incredibly rich, intricate tapestry. And for every thread we can clearly see, there are countless others, maybe even more vibrant, more daring, that have been tucked away, just waiting to be uncovered. As AI continues to change our world, let's remember that the future isn't just built on the visible foundations, but also on the forgotten dreams and groundbreaking trials of the past. What other lost chapters do you think exist in the history of technology? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this journey into AI's hidden history as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the unknown. Thanks for watching.